Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Group Chat. We have a hell of an episode. Let me tell you, it is Sunday night that we are recording.
Yeah.
We have some tequila in the mix. We have our friend Rustin.
Mm-hmm.
He's joining us. And we have a hell of an episode.
Yeah.
I don't really know even how to give it a rundown. I would say we started by trying to interview Rustin about...
And celebrate his success.
About a big business acquisition that he had. Instead, we got into talking about the fucking metaverse.
Yeah.
Which...
We have no idea what's going on
If you heard me say that and you're confused, listener, I am equally as confused now that we talked about it for half an hour.
We'll tell you this. Rustin is living in Culver City in the metaverse, which
we learned a lot about Rustin.
If you live in LA, like he's not living in Malibu.
I'm early.
Yeah, Rustin's early in, but he's taking a weird bet on the other side of town.
Yeah.
Then we get into some news.
Yes.
And then, gosh, this makes me so happy. I forgot until we got into it that there was like a period where group chat, like frequently arguments would just break out between Dee and I. And you could tell like, yeah, we're kind of making some headway, but really we're just brothers fighting like we've done for 30 years.
Or 40 years.
Or 40. And so we brought a little bit of that back.
Yeah, that was fun.
So we end the episode with some arguing. And I'll give you the basis for the argument, I think, was the future...
Still basis.
Well, never mind. I have no idea. No, the future, the best path to send your children on, we're talking down the road. We're talking starting now, let's say elementary school, for where they end up in 20 or 30 years. It used to be Harvard, Stanford, Penn, turns out USC.
Anna wants to send him to a village with an iPhone.
Okay.
No, I'm sending him to Rusty. Rusty with an iPhone.
True.
Rusty in the Palisades.
They have two very different opinions of what the valid choice is going to be. And we're going to end the episode with that.
Yeah, and I just realized I'm going to New York tomorrow.
What are you doing there?
I got some work there, but on Wednesday, I'm doing a run club with the New York run crew.
Where do you want to share any meet up? Or?
Chelsea Piers on at Wednesday, 9 a.m. If you want to come out, hit me up. Give you all the details, but it'll be 9 a.m. Wednesday. We're going to go maybe 3-5 miles and then hang out for a little bit. But my friend Nahal has like a whole run situation on Wednesdays and Fridays, so I'm going to join him.
I'm sure it's with some Harvard elitists trying to exclude the rest of us.
No, they're Penn.
Okay, fine.
Exactly.
Ivy League.
Yeah. The point stands.
They're all Ivy League, trust me.
You guys got
Ivy
a metaverse
League.
link for that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Now you know where we stand on these arguments.
You better show your diploma.
All right. Let's get into it. Welcome to Group Chat.
Community college motherfuckers up in there running
Group Chat. Here we go.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Group Chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Hey guys.
Welcome. We're back on a Sunday.
Sunday night.
Sunday night podcast used to be fun.
Yeah. We're on the Sunday night. We used to do this with like Eric Deluxe in the room, getting hammered.
Yeah.
And all the homies.
Yeah.
We got tequila out.
We got tequila out. Funny enough, I saw Eric on Wednesday night at Delilah, and I said, you should come on the podcast Thursday.
Uh-huh.
The guy had like, I don't know, 2 drinks. He said he had 2 glasses of wine after I dropped him off. He's like, I could. By the way, we record on Thursdays at 1 o'clock.
He said he was too hungover?
Yes.
Wait, so that means
I texted him at 12:45.
So that means he had 8 glasses of wine.
Yeah,
I mean,
Eric.
I mean, come on.
But I thought he drinks for a living. I mean, this guy travels and drinks professionally.
Exactly. And I literally texted him at 12:45. Are you coming? Like, I thought I had planned for you to be on the podcast. And he's like, and he's like, no. He's like, I had two glasses of wine.
2 times 4.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, listen, today we have a guest that is not hungover. Are you hungover?
No.
Okay.
He's too young to be hungover.
Yeah, you're right.
I've never
Are
had
you old enough
alcohol
to drink
before.
yet?
No.
And this is a special one because this is our friend Rustin. And Rustin was on, I had a little short stint of a content piece I did called Mentor Mondays. Rustin came on. We had a great chat. And then Rustin's probably been to like almost every group chat event.
Yeah.
He's probably been here during recording. Sometimes he's always in the office.
Yeah.
He's always hustling. He's always got something new he's working on.
I'll get even good better. He obviously is a Grand Running Club member.
There you go. So
For
you see him
years.
like every week.
But even better, when did I speak at your class at USC?
Shit, that was like 2017.
Oh my
2017.
Yeah.
God. Okay, and you spoke at his class at USC.
Yeah.
And we were just thinking like, oh, Rustin, no big deal. You're just back on the podcast.
Yeah.
And can I add, during quarantine, pandemic, March 2020, me and Rusty getting those miles in every day.
Yeah.
So Rustin might as well be one of our relatives.
Yeah.
We literally live next door to each other, and we're just running and motivating each other, getting our workouts in.
Okay, so here's the crazy thing. We're like, oh, Rustin, welcome back to the pod.
Yeah.
He's never been on the pod. He's never been on the fucking
I thought
pod.
for sure he'd been on the podcast before.
And here's the good thing. We'll tell you this for our listeners. This is good for our listeners. We said that he hadn't earned it.
Yeah.
And now he's on the podcast because he very much earned it.
He had a big week. I'll highlight it, the high level. He sold his company to 100 Thieves, the mega gaming esports team.
Uh-huh.
And we'll get into what he started and the journey of it. But like, first of all, I'm proud of you.
Thank you, D.
It's a big moment, and like you also dropped a Beats by Dre Higround, which is your company collaboration on Friday, which it looks like it sold out fast because you were like, "Holy shit, it sold out in 6 minutes." And
The 100 Thieves collab sold out in 6 minutes. Sorry, just to clarify. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny. I heard you guys talking about it a second ago, but I purposely didn't chime in and ask because I'm so excited to hear.
Yeah. So, your collaboration with 100 Thieves and Beats, and I don't know, it was just a big moment. You had a big weekend. You also had your birthday party. You're 26 years old now.
Happy birthday.
Good for
Thank you.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday.
Well, did we miss a shout out? Did you send a DM and we just missed it?
Yeah, went to Pete.
I tried to meet up with them Friday before his birthday party, but I'm like,
too
what's
old.
the pregame?
He's like, we don't want any old people here.
Yeah. Ageist.
Yeah.
He's an ageist.
I was literally napping when he texted me.
Oh, you're the old one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I texted him at 7 o'clock. I'm like, hey, if you're going to like dinner somewhere before, I'll stop by.
You
But
didn't?
like, I can't, like, I mean, I can go to a house party till like,
Did you leave the house at midnight or?
I left the house at like 1:30 or 2, and then there was like a LAN party happening at 100 Thieves. It's like a gaming event that they were hosting at the office that went till like 5 a.m. So
You left the house at 1 a.m.?
1
the
a.m.
party, the birthday
The party. I left the party at like 1 or 2 after everyone had left, and then I went to the office and I played video games until like 3 or 4, and then went home.
You really live in the brand.
Yeah.
you chose not to try to have sex. You went to play video games. They got a great deal with you.
You know what they say? Sex is temporary, gaming is forever, right?
Is that what they tell these nerds?
Literally, there's a tweet that like went super viral. This guy tweeted like, "Sex is temporary, gaming is forever," and then he quote tweeted underneath it. He was like, "Yo, or our CEO Nate Shot." He replied like, "This is like a whack tweet or whatever," and the guy replied saying like, "If this gets like 100,000 likes, you have to get this tattooed." And he was like, "Bet." And then like Ninja retweets it. Like all these people outside of gaming retweet it. Ocho Cinco buys a flag with the tweet on it.
Oh my God.
And now he has that tatted, like I think on his wrist or like somewhere on his body.
So
Poor guy.
I don't want to put him on blast, and he can edit it out if he wants to.
Yeah.
But we live next door to each other, and he's doing just fine. I've been on early morning walks with some suspicious activity.
He's not walking out.
He knows exactly what I forgot about that. He's not taking an Xbox to an Uber.
I literally forgot.
Me and Nav are just like on early ones, like, "Hey, Rusty, good to see you."
Literally,
Yeah.
I remember that one night or one morning, I walked out of my apartment to let my guest put her in an Uber, and I walk literally out of the side door of my apartment, open the door, and it's like Anand and his wife, and they're walking their child, and they're just looking at me, and it's like, what was it, like 8 a.m. or something? It was like something ridiculous. Like, who's up
Early.
at 8 a.m. on Sunday?
That's
like
early for
you
the
know?
kick out.
And I was just like, oh, hey guys, you know? Like,
So you're full of shit. You're not. Seems like sex might be forever and gaming might be temporary.
Let me tell you, as an older person, gaming is...
It taps out.
And before we get into your story and your company, like, let's give the gravity of what 100 Thieves is for people who don't know what gaming, like, that aren't involved in gaming. Like, 100 Thieves is probably the premier kind of gaming crew, along with like the FaZe crew. And 100 Thieves has investors such as Drake, Scooter Braun, Anthony and Nas are investors, and like super high profile investors. They invested probably like 4 years ago, I remember. And they had this vision that this is the forefront of like this gaming crypto culture intersection. And 100 Thieves has like materialized that whole thesis. So they're like mega.
Yeah. They're definitely like, they're like the, like the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. Do you think who do you think does more like revenue as a business, 100 Thieves or FaZe?
Damn, I really don't know because both organizations have like a completely different strategy on this space. Like I know that, for example, FaZe is like an agency and they sign all the deals for their talent versus like 100 Thieves takes a different approach and the talent can kind of do what they want and then they rep 100 Thieves in unison. So like I would say they're pretty similar. But the way that I think about 100 Thieves is obviously like I'm a mega fan of both organizations. But I really love 100 Thieves' approach to how they see themselves in the space and how they do their deals. It's very specific. The collaborations are specific, and I appreciate that.
What's up with Jason wearing a fucking FaZe Clan hoodie up?
Yeah, dude. What's
wrong
going on?
timing.
Yeah, I mean, he purposely, he's like showing up to the
He's like,
Laker
"FaZe
game.
on!"
He's phasing up in the
Phasing up in the, no, I just wanted to, be part of the culture in some way, participate here. So I was like,
We chose the opposite gang.
I know.
But to clarify, like we're still in. This is. I remember at one point when 100 Thieves was speaking to us, they were like, "Listen, like, just because we acquire you doesn't mean that you still can't go and do all the things that you want to do. Like, if you want to go and collaborate with FaZe, by all means."
So you can wear a FaZe hoodie in the office.
I haven't done it yet. But
I wouldn't do it.
I would wait a couple months.
Yeah, like I'm still
have it earned
fresh.
out?
I can't. I do have like this one FaZe shirt that I love wearing, and I'm like every day I'm about to put it on. I'm like, oh wait, I'm going to the office. Like I don't know if I can do it yet.
I wouldn't pull
Yeah,
off
wear
a
it to
FaZe
Run
hoodie.
Club.
Yeah, wear it to Run Club.
Yeah.
But like FaZe are some of the first people I've made friends with in the space, and so like to be able to work with them would be amazing, and hopefully it happens. Yeah,
That's awesome.
What's your company? What did you sell?
Oh wait, you don't even know?
I don't. I'm not up to date.
Oh,
The
okay.
last I feel like I talked to you and you had like a gaming like gym.
Yeah.
You've had like is this a
Tell us
keyboard?
where it started.
Okay.
Keyboard
Original
company?
idea.
Yeah. So the original idea was basically we would go and build this location-based gaming concept called economies, and it was like a Soho house for gaming. Pay a monthly membership. Let you go game with your friends, compete in tournaments, hire professional trainers, all that stuff.
So a house with no girls.
Soho house with no girls.
No, not one girl.
Rusty's doing just fine.
Which is
so
like no
that's
sex.
why I didn't care.
That was probably why
Rustin's
the
a
reason
lie.
why no one really
Yeah,
showed
no
up.
sex.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
They're doing, when you become a member, they're like giving you the tour. They're like, look, there's just no sex.
There's
No sex happening.
We actually don't say the word.
There's no girls, but there's video games, you know?
It is forever.
Yeah, these guys actually showed up. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
it was in
yeah.
downtown by USC.
Yeah. They came in, they were like, oh, what the fuck? I didn't think that you were serious. You actually like built a place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did that. And then you guys have all seen me pivot like 14 times. Dee would make this joke that like I would come to Run Club with a different idea every week or something.
Yeah.
And then I finally came to Run Club with a keyboard. And he was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Oh, you actually brought it?
Yeah.
Like,
I
let's
brought
go.
it. And I was like, we're going to do this, but we're going to print graphics on it. And I think we can go and build like the Beats by Dre of gaming or like the Supreme of gaming peripherals, right? And that's essentially what Higround is and what we ended up building. It was a hardware brand.
And so you sell keyboards?
Correct. So currently we sell keyboards and they're on a drop basis. We do collaborations, things that you would see like in the fashion space. We really apply to gaming hardware and make it collectible. But then moving forward, we'll be expanding into the entire gaming setup and doing all different sorts of things, mouse pads. Actually, I don't want to say the other product categories.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. But
I think the other thing that he did that was really interesting, that I think the thing that got me excited about was like, you sell them the keyboard, which is a one-time purchase. It's like, to me, the keyboard's like a mattress.
Yeah.
So he ended up telling me about keycaps.
Yep.
Which I'd never heard of keycaps before.
That's like
And-
the actual individual keys
Yeah, so it's basically like wearing like a hat for your,
for your
a
keyboard.
condom for your.
Well, since you're not wearing any other condoms, you might as well.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're not using real ones, so you might as well use
Where's
keycaps.
Dee's head at today?
What? So like I think to that point, like, is that the gap that you've filled? Was that like, because I don't know much about gaming, especially like PC gaming. So are all the keyboards like kind of boring? Like they all just have the cool lights behind it, but there's no branding there's no collaborations, there's no that?
Yeah, like it's insane now that we've obviously launched to think that before we launched, literally everyone was in this like one corner of like this area and they're all competing to be like the best performing black keyboard.
Yeah.
Everyone was just trying to make the best performing black keyboard. And it's worked. Like the companies are billion-dollar businesses. Like 3 of them are public. 2 of them have sold for like
Name some companies that we may have heard of.
Like HyperX just sold for like 500 million. Logitech, Corsair just went public. They're like $1 billion company. Razer's $1 billion company. And all they do is make like black and white keyboards. And there's nothing wrong with their strategy, right? They're the ones that are pushing the product forward in terms of innovation. But
there's no Nike that's doing cool, innovative marketing.
Exactly. Like the perspective that I kind of took was like, look, like the gamer today is totally different, right? They have a design sensibility. They're aspirational because people like Ninja or like the CEO of 100 Thieves exist, where like they're celebrities now, right? They make a shit ton of money. They drive nice cars. They do cool things. And so then that like translates to the people that watch them saying like, yo, I want to buy the, you know.
Are they having sex?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, once you get up to a certain level, I think the
How
doors
good do you
open.
have to be?
I think it's the haves and have-nots in gaming.
Yeah, I just think the haves are like a small group.
I know I've been around plenty of the phase guys. Those guys are having a lot of
I
sex.
think those guys stop playing video games and just have sex now.
Yeah, they're not very good anymore, right?
I think the people you guys are talking about, I haven't seen them behind a Twitch screen in ages. They're just fucking accurate, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't
Not
comment
wrong.
on anyone's sex life, but what I will say is that everyone is doing very well for themselves
In all
overall.
aspects.
Yeah.
No, but I'm actually curious. So, like, I know Jason saw Banks at Bootsy.
Yep.
He's the equivalent of seeing, like, who from back in our day? Like, some actor?
He'd have to tell us.
Like a Michael B. Jordan? Like, oh, shit. It's
Like,
Michael
would
B.
you
Jordan.
rather see Michael B. Jordan or Banks?
Thanks.
Would you rather
I agree
see
with that.
Kyle Kuzma or Banks?
Thanks.
Would you rather see Anthony Davis or Banks?
Thanks.
Would you rather
LeBron.
see LeBron James or
LeBron.
Banks?
LeBron.
Okay,
LeBron.
okay.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Where-
LeBron.
where's the line?
What's the line?
What about Westbrook?
Nah, still Banks. In my personal opinion, just because like I grew up watching him since I was like 12 years
Tom
old.
Cruise.
Banks. Tom Cruise was a little too old for me anyway.
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leo.
Leo would be sick.
Yeah.
So
Leo.
yeah, so I mean high tier
Exactly.
Yeah.
celebrity. Okay. Sorry, I got totally lost.
So in your opinion, like now that I mean, obviously you've been hyping up these nerds for a while, but like, what is like your view? You're in the trenches now with one of the best companies. Like, how big is this opportunity? Like, if someone listening here about gaming, like, if we're a 9-inning game, what inning are we in?
Man, I feel like with the advent of crypto and the metaverse, like we're in inning 2 or 3.
That's a little late. I was going to think you were going to say 0-1.
Yeah, like
Like we're
still
just at
so
bat.
early. Yeah.
Because you're saying the way that integrates with the gaming world? Is that
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, think about it. Like the early adopters of the metaverse are going to be, and by the way, I'm assuming everyone on the podcast knows about the metaverse.
Yeah,
'cause you
we're
have
big
talked about it for
metaverse
so long,
guys.
right? It's like, look, the people that are going to adopt that and be the beachhead market are people that live in digital worlds. And it's the kids that are playing Fortnite. It's the kids that are gaming all day. They understand I'm going to buy this skin so I can flex on my friends, right? They understand the value of a digital good. So they're going to be the first people going in these spaces, hanging out with their friends. And to think that like, who's going to influence those people? It's companies like ours or influencers like Banks. And he's already doing that, right? Like he's got CryptoPunks. Nadeshot's got CryptoPunks. Logan Paul is like adjacent to all of this. He's got CryptoPunks. Like all of these people are going to be the ones that are going to bring their audiences into the space. And if you look at crypto, what are the projects that have generated the most value? Axie Infinity.
Yep.
Right? Like I bought Axie at like $9 or $12.
So you're rich.
It was pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome.
It's trading at $160 now. So you bought it
at
$9.
what? Oh. Okay, well, things have been going good for you.
Yeah.
No wonder you're walking young ladies out at 8 a.m.
And so you're in the hardware space. Most people are not in that space, and hardware is very difficult to execute in general.
So hard.
So do you feel like if you were going to enter the gaming space today, where would you enter it?
100% NFT, metaverse, crypto side.
Yeah.
That's fully me.
So I think the first iteration of gaming meets crypto was Axie, which is what you just mentioned. And I know we've talked about it. Just to reiterate, it was basically like play to earn games, and you play, you solve some level, and you earn some crypto.
Correct.
So that was like the most basic like iteration of crypto meets gaming. Where is that going next? Because I think that's like amazing and it's crushing it. And it's like such a cool aspect of crypto having a real world use case. But I also know I'm not smart enough to figure out where that's going. Do you have like a thesis on that?
I have like 15,000 things that I could say. Like,
yeah.
First thing is like with Axie Infinity, insane game. And if you were to like annualize their revenue, they would beat Fortnite right now. Now, the question is like, Fortnite has been around for so long and they're backed by a massive company. It's Epic Games owns them. And they still haven't figured out how to maintain their growth forever. Like League of Legends is one of the only games that you can mention that has existed for this long. So to think that Axie can exist for that long, it's a brand new company, who knows? It's really hard to make a game that lasts forever because you have to balance it, right? So Axie just opened the floodgates for so many of these other little projects that are popping up.
So there's going to be a lot of Axies.
Oh yeah, 100%.
What's the next one? So maybe we can get in on it.
Personally, like I think, I don't really know which is the next one, but like to kind of sidebar and go into like the metaverse conversation, like you have centralized metaverses like Fortnite and Roblox, which means that they're owned by, a central organization. Then you have decentralized things like Sandbox, Decentraland, Crypto Voxels. I love Sandbox because all these other metaverse projects are
What is Sandbox? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I have no idea.
I feel
This
like
sounds
we're
like
in
Chinese.
China, yeah.
Okay. Sandbox is basically like a crypto metaverse. You can buy land in there. You can build projects on your
Do
land.
they got beachfront?
There's beachfront properties.
Okay.
I have land in there. And so like, let me give
Where's your land?
My land is right next to MetaKey, which is like a dope crypto project. I don't know the name of my district, low-key.
Okay.
So if you were to compare it to LA real estate,
Where are you buying real estate? Are you in the valley or are you like
Malibu?
Beverly Hills?
I'm like
I know you're Persian, so Beverly Hills has got to be close in your blood.
I would say that land, like location is, I just realized I've completely flipped over that. I'm like Culver City right now.
oh Jesus, you need to
Culver
upgrade.
City?
Come on.
You're waiting for it to gentrify?
No, I'm saying like Culver
You just
City
had an
right,
exit.
Culver City right now gentrified. Wait, I thought Culver City's good.
You're just like,
I'm in West Hollywood then. I thought it was good. I guess it's
Rusty's
not.
like, the platform
Beverly
camp.
Hills.
There's a Barry's boot camp now.
Yeah.
We got a blue bottle and a Whole Foods. Nah, we want... Tell us where the Beverly motherfucking
Okay.
Hills is in Sandbox.
Beverly Hills is where it all started, right? It's where all the early land properties are. But what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't matter necessarily
Where you live?
because you can just click a link and go directly there. So it doesn't really necessarily matter where you are on the map too much. What matters is like potentially the projects that are around you, because you can have like traffic moving from some other project towards you.
So if I go to... Explain to me, if I go to Sandbox, how the
Yeah.
fuck do I buy something?
You just go on OpenSea, you can buy land in there.
I went to Decentraland. I didn't even know what the fuck to do.
Wait, so you went on Decentraland on your computer, you logged in.
Well, I went on my phone. That was the first part. I couldn't even get on the damn thing.
Yeah, that's the problem with Decentraland. There's no mobile access.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You need like a desktop. Crypto Voxels is mobile and desktop. And you can go to like NFT galleries. You can like, hang out with people. But that's why I'm not too stoked on those ones. I like Sandbox because they take the thesis that I mentioned, which is like, if you're a gamer, you come to Sandbox. And gamers are going to be the first people going to Metaverse. Because, sorry, I know I'm like droning on here.
Yeah.
You can build video games in that game. So like all these kids that are making maps in Fortnite and not getting like any credit for it, and there's 100 million downloads for a map, they're not making any money on that. But in Sandbox, you can literally buy your own land, build a fucking video game on the land, charge tickets for entry like an amusement park, and people can go and play your game and you own that whole thing. Or if you're
That's
like
dope.
me and you own land, you can rent it out to these people to create projects on it. I can put a fucking billboard on it and charge people
I don't know
For
who
that
you're getting
billboard
at in
space.
Culver City.
Maybe that blue bottle.
So
that
there's
emerging-
two things that I want to highlight that I'm kind of gleaning from what you just said, Rusty. A, I don't think any young person's working a full-time job ever again.
I mean, I'm so lost, and I don't know why they would. If they're out here buying land and putting billboards up, the fuck? You're gonna go serve coffee at Starbucks?
Exactly. So that's done. Those jobs are actually never
But
going to
let
be
me ask you a
fulfilled.
question. Do you have to be smart to do any of this shit? I'm not saying you're not smart.
Like abnormally
but
smart.
I'm saying, can you
No.
be a
I don't-
fucking dummy? And
You
do
just
it?
have to be.
You just have to have time, and you have to be willing to like. Literally, I put out a tweet. I was like, "So you're telling me all I had to do was read white papers, follow and like follow people on Twitter and discuss with them, join Discord groups, and I could learn everything that I want to learn about crypto and get alpha. That's all you have
What's
to do.
alpha? Mean?
Alpha, I mean, you know what alpha is.
He's talking about
Alpha
deal
means
flow. Like,
no. Alpha means beating the market. So like in hedge fund world, alpha.
I don't know what alpha means.
Come on, you don't know what alpha means?
No, I know alpha, beta.
Kappa.
So
Greek
alpha,
life.
alpha is basically like, hey, so if you want to take the old guy land, or for the three of us to understand. So
I'm
hedge
so
funds.
lost already. I know you could be like Chris, and I'd be like, "What's that?"
Alpha, beta, Chris.
So alpha in hedge fund land is basically like, why are you giving money to a hedge fund versus trading yourself? Because you believe they have alpha, meaning they can beat the market.
Yeah.
They have some sort of information or some sort of like strategy that they have that's proprietary
Yeah.
that gives them alpha.
Yeah.
That's what you're referring to in terms of crypto.
What is
Yeah.
the market that you have alpha?
I think just like, for example,
Is there a Whole Foods in Sandbox?
you could make one. Think about it. You could go in there and you could set up like a Postmates API or something, and you could set up your own little shop for your like Postmates storefront at your house where you make food. Someone could click buy on the Postmates app in Sandbox, and then that food gets delivered to you.
In
In
real life?
metaverse or the real
life.
world?
Real life.
What if I'm hungry in the metaverse?
Well, I mean, that's
gave me
like
a digital
30
pizza?
years in the future.
But, and then here's the other thing. Here's the other
I need a
thing.
digital fucking pizza right now.
Low on calories.
Be fired.
The second thing I want to glean from what he's saying is,
This is glean word you keep using.
all right,
We're big gleaners over here.
Yeah.
You guys both gleaning?
Yeah, we're gleaning
We're
really
gleaning.
hard.
we're gleaning the metaverse.
We're gleaning off each other
I
right
feel like
now.
we're literally me and Dee are like tripping on acid.
Yeah.
We're so
Are you guys on shrooms?
glean?
You didn't know what alpha meant?
I'm like, Jesus
Glean means.
I'm not kidding. The shit Rustin just said for the last 10 minutes, I don't even know what fucking which way is up anymore.
And that's the second
You're
point
gleaning.
I'm going to glean is that we're pretty technologically savvy. Like we grew up with
I
tech.
know how to use an iPhone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like so, post 13, I've been on the internet, 14, something like that, around that age.
But I think we got past during COVID.
And these kids are on another level.
Yep. I think during quarantine, like the last year and a half, we got smoked and we didn't even know it.
So what can we extrapolate from that? Meaning you have this group of sub 28. I don't think 30. I think it's 28. He's 26. He's probably teetering
You're
on
like
being
you're
washed.
No, I think he's too old.
You're
Yeah, I
old.
think you're
I'm-
washed.
I'm like starting to become washed. Yeah.
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 So you're washed at 26.
Yeah.
So sub 26, they are building this whole new economy, whole new internet, whole new like way to generate revenue. What does that mean for the 38, 40-year-old that's like working a normal job?
They're waiting for the stimmy.
They're just going to be working a normal job.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't, there's no way. Okay, there's not no way. Some people will go back and figure it out, but most people, I just feel like it's literally like a changing thing.
This
It's literally
feels like a wave.
fork in the road.
This feels like this is the first time as an adult that I've seen that this is a wave. Like there's two new worlds starting.
There's literally two new worlds.
There's three. There's
Yes,
Sandbag,
it's true.
Sandbag, Sandbox,
Sandbox.
Glean.
No,
Decentraland, and what's the other place?
Glean.
Alpha Land.
Alpha Land.
No, but I actually really feel there's this whole new world that there's going to be one portion of the population, which is going to be 26 and under, that are going to make a fuck ton of money. And then 38 and
I agree.
35-year-olds plus that are going to be like, oh, what's this? Like, it's like the equivalent of like not knowing what the internet was in 2005.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you an honest question.
Yeah.
If I'm a 30, well, I'll just use my own age. Let's say I'm a 34-year-old.
You're
and-
not 34. Come on. I'm
I'm 34.
38. You're 3 years younger than me.
I'm 34.
Aren't you?
I'm 34. I'm 35.
35.
I'm lying about my own age.
You're turning 35 in a month and a half.
Lying to your face. So, okay, I'm 34. And
Turning 35.
Let's Jason, how old are you?
22.
Okay, so Jason. So let's just say we had the same amount of money, but I go off and I start learning about real life real estate. And I start trying to master that. As Jason is mastering the real life metaverse, fake life.
Mm-hmm.
Does Jason make significantly more money than I do over the next 10 years? Or is it just different?
Well,
It's different. I don't think he.
I actually have a really strong opinion. I think the metaverse individual, if they're actually
Not if you, but if you end up in
well-versed.
Culver City, you're not making.
no. But
Oh boy, first mover over here.
all jokes aside, like it's the metaverse guy.
But you think there's more opportunity, not
Yeah,
just
think
new
about, like,
opportunity.
let me clarify. Like, for example, have you seen those threads where this guy turned like 2K into 10 million just through DeFi?
But
in a
isn't
year.
that
I
like
know,
a
but no one
fluke?
explains that. It's
Isn't
not
that a lottery
bullshit.
ticket?
It's all explained in the thread. Like
I
you
read
can
this
literally
thread.
see it's on the blockchain. Like you can provably
But
see
isn't that-
exactly what trades he did at the times. It's literally all, the thing is no one spends it's literally just time. No one spends the time to go in Discord, read the strategies.
So why haven't you
go
done?
into-
Why are you in Culver City?
Because I have a full-time job now. I'm like building my company, you know?
So to your point, Axie, which is what we referenced before.
Yeah.
It was 0 2 years ago. It's a $7.55 billion market cap. You can't generate that return in real estate. Real estate's like a 5 to 7% annual return.
Yeah, it's more than that.
Yeah, I guess
But yes.
I'm not pitting real estate against all of this stuff. I'm more pitting real estate against metaverse real estate, or I'm putting like investing into crypto investing, or I'm putting
So I think
like
the biggest
digital
difference,
equivalent.
because I know what Rusty's talking about. Because I've ran into a lot of young people that have done very, very well in crypto and NFTs. It is a significant amount of time
Mhm.
that these people have spent understanding and reading and realizing what the opportunity is. And that ultimately, even though that levels the playing field of life, of like anyone can go do that, I know life. Most people won't fucking do that.
Mhm.
And so that's why I know you're making a blanket statement that everyone under 26. I run into a lot of under 26-year-olds. They're not going to fucking put the work in that the guy that wrote the thread on, the
Yeah.
blockchain and blah, 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 whatever. It's so much work here's the thing. That person is no different than a person that would have gone into banking 15 years ago.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's a very highly intelligent person because they realize I need to learn this. The only difference is it could be anybody. It could be someone in India. It could be someone in Ukraine. It could be someone in Missouri. It could be someone wherever. So that person is innately already like motivated and interested. So they work hard. And so that opportunity, but like becomes available to a lot more people. But it's still most people, dude, if you send them a link to anything, they're not fucking looking at it.
Yeah, no one gives a shit. Like just to give more context, like if it isn't already clear how bullish I am, like probably 60 to 70% of my acquisition money is going into crypto. That's my plan. And then like the money that I make from my salary.
Rick Owens.
No, a good portion of it is going into crypto as well. I wanted to listen to this.
No, but so
Listen to this.
crypto, what do you say? Are you buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, or are you going?
I'm
like,
going
Solana.
I'm
What
an
are you
ETH
doing?
Maxi, and then I just look at like different NFT projects potentially.
It's crazy that it's so fascinating because I've been in crypto for all intents and purposes since the beginning. No one even talks about Bitcoin.
No,
It's
you're
like
washed.
Ethereum, and then it's
You're
the
washed,
next.
but you might as well be talking about the gold standard.
Yeah.
I'm dial up.
Yeah. You are.
I'm dial up,
Dial-up
and then
cafe.
DSL's here, and
You are.
like it's
You
crazy.
totally are. No one even talks about it. I don't know if that's dangerous or that's actually best case.
I think it's just like
I think it's just the speed of it with things change. It's like,
But I'm saying, could something replace Bitcoin?
No,
why? You could just do an 18 million of something else.
no, it can't. And it's because of the psychology of people. And while all the young people are the ones creating the innovation, all the over 26 are the ones with actual wealth.
Yeah, you need the boomer backbone.
But
which is what
so here's my
Bitcoin-
fear. The same way that you just said, all these people are going to get filthy rich.
But it's relative.
they-
They're getting filthy rich relative to the next 22-year-old. They're not making $3 billion.
Yeah.
They're making like they're gonna make hustles to replace whatever current job they would have had that earned them, $100K, $150K, and they're gonna replace that with crypto. But the actual wealth transformation is still gonna flow into Bitcoin.
Because it feels to me like already Ethereum is like old news, and there's all these new Solana and all these new Ethereum replacements. I don't know, whatever. I literally have never been more confused for 30 minutes in my whole life.
I'm all in on sandbag.
Here's my question. Let me ask you a dummy
It's
question.
Sandbox. First of all,
Okay, dummy question starting with Rustin, and then I want everyone's opinion. In 10 years, when I drive through the flats of Beverly Hills, what percentage of the residents are metaverse and crypto players, and what percentage are the old guard?
I went to an insane mansion in Beverly Hills 3 weeks ago that was hosted by the Sandbox co-founders.
Yeah, but that's a lottery ticket. That's a one-off. I'm saying.
I'm just saying it's already started.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But does it go through the whole? Does it become the new norm? Is it the new?
I have like 3 or 4 friends that I know that are like, a little bit older than me because they had spending money to put into crypto that are like multimillionaires already. Like tens of millions.
My opinion, I don't think they live in the flats. I don't even think they live in America. Like, I think they end up living
Puerto Rico.
wherever. Yeah, they'll live in these odd.
So the flats are relatively similar.
Yeah, I think the flat, stays with,
Got it.
your.
But there's people with like these mega mansions in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I think like I've met a young person who actually listened to this podcast. He's like, yo, I want to introduce you to someone. And I hope I can get these guys in the pod. They're like, we're creating our own city. And, they're telling me the whole story.
I remember you telling me this.
And I was like, 15 minutes, they started talking. And I'm like, is this in the metaverse? And I thought, I wanted to be smart.
And be hip.
Yeah, be hip.
Did it work?
Or is this real? And they're like, this is real. I'm like, where the fuck is this?
They're actually building a city?
In like somewhere in like fucking Eastern Europe, they made a deal with the government and they are buying like land outskirts of this country and building their own city with
The
their
crypto
own
people?
rules. And yeah, they're crypto people, their own world. And it's like, when I was talking to them, I was like, holy fuck.
That's
Like,
what I mean. I talked about this on the podcast, like I think probably a month or two ago. Balaji Srinivasan, who was the CTO of Coinbase, talked about this to Larry Page in front of me and Anthony at one of Ben Horowitz's barbecue. How this was 2013 that these cities that we're going to create these new cities because this government regulation in the United States is too stringent, too strict. Let's go to separate like domiciles and have favor regulation that we can build out these crypto economies, energy free, like all this shit. Like they were talking about this like 10 years ago. It's just materializing now.
So what I'm gathering is there's going to be like there's like another world on this world. So we have this current world where we live, where there's like retail businesses and real estate and all the things we know.
Yeah.
Delilah.
And then they're on Delilah.
Is there Delilah in Sandbox?
Not yet. But
Yeah.
we should hit up.
So can I
But then there's
should
going to
have
be a whole
Beechwood.
nother one. There's like a whole nother, like I own land in Missouri, blah, 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 and over on Sandbox. I'm a real estate
So
mogul.
people would rather own on Sandbox than like own an Aspen.
I mean, my dad. Let me give you some
It
context.
sounds like it.
My dad. This is crazy. I was like, Dad, I really want to get this watch as well, right? And he was like, why are you going to buy this watch when you could buy that NFT that you were telling me about that could do this?
Wait, your
Or he-
dad said that?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was really surprised. And because when I showed him like the virtual land that I was buying, he was like, oh man, maybe I should like talk to he's like an attorney and he does a lot of real estate and contractual stuff. He's like, I could potentially get like a real estate trust to go and buy virtual land because I know all this stuff, right? So like my dad is bullish on it and I'm surprised about that because like typically most people are like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
When do
You
I
know?
get to take my victory lap? Because I was talking about all this shit before no one, and when everyone told me it was going to
money
zero.
in it on it.
Yeah, you don't have any fucking land.
Yeah.
You have nothing.
Yeah, you don't take no.
buy
You don't take a
land.
victory lap around his land.
Yeah. You can literally go take a run around his fucking land.
Do you have like a person in there?
No, hold on.
Yeah,
Can
Avatar.
we?
You have a
Avatar?
skin. Just it's literally like Fortnite.
Do
Just
we,
think of it
can we
as
have a
Fortnite.
run club in the land?
He tried to watch
do
Travis
that.
Scott on Fortnite, couldn't even find his way in.
Do you guys remember when I taught Dee how to play Fortnite? That was
It
awesome.
You
didn't
didn't
work.
teach me how to
He sat in the parking lot.
That was so
Anyone in
funny.
there?
All right, Kim, can I read you the stats? So crypto wealth globally is 50 basis points of global wealth. So what that means, it's 0.5%.
Mhm.
Okay, 0.5% of global wealth
It's held in crypto.
in crypto.
Okay.
That means if you don't have at least 0.5% of invested in crypto, you are short the global benchmark, meaning like
Yep.
you're not following where the world is going.
Okay.
Most institutions are still at zero.
Okay.
What happens when that number goes to 1% to 2%? Like, this is like inning 2, he said. I think it's inning, like, we're drama just threw out the first pitch at Dodger Stadium.
At best. It sounds like we're at the draft.
we're literally not even at the game.
Okay, let's
But what
explain
happens to
really
the
quickly.
physical world?
How the fuck do I buy something on Sandbox?
I don't think it matters. So I think
No, it
there's
does
two
matter.
different
I wanna
there's-
know.
There's
Are you
two
logged in?
different things.
I need to know. I'm Googling it right now.
OpenSea.
There's two different.
OpenSea.
Wait
Yeah.
till Coinbase does NFT. Well, fuck OpenSea.
It's too late. It's too late.
So are you paying for shit in Ethereum in Sandbox?
Yeah.
What am I
Well,
getting
no,
for?
sand. So you can buy the land with Ethereum or sand, but sand is their coin.
So I go to OpenSea and I search what?
Coinbase is going to
Sandbox.
Robinhood NFTs. The way Robinhood did
I think so.
equities.
I think you're right.
It's just going to be
OpenSea and
like
I
boom,
search
boom,
sand.
press a button.
Totally.
Sandbox.
Once that happens, I'm in.
Sandbox.
Right now, too confusing.
Sandbox.
And I also don't think, honestly,
The
you know what
Sandbox?
the real
Yeah, the
reason?
Sandbox game.
The real reason I haven't gone into NFTs, because if I'm going to do it at any scale, I believe in Ethereum more than trying to guess which pixel it's going to be worth more.
Yeah, I mean, like you can look at
agree.
NFTs as like it's like a leveraged play to a certain extent, right? Like if you buy an NFT that goes up in ETH value and ETH goes up, that's great. But if you buy an NFT that goes down in ETH value and ETH goes down, you're double fucked, right?
And most people are levered.
Yeah, and most people don't understand what NFTs work or don't work. I like one of my friends that I mentioned, like of the 4 people that made a bunch of money, he gave me capital to go and start like a metaverse fund. Because he was like, this guy has more time and he's tapped in, so let him go buy stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like finding the people who have time to go and research.
So you're
these
telling us
projects
to
is
give
the
you
move.
money.
No.
Should we
What
give
I'm
you money? I'll give
what
you
I'm
money.
saying is like
Yeah.
I was.
Can I give you 3 ETH?
I don't want 3 ETH. I
Can
can't
I-
do anything with that.
You go to Culver City, you
10
broke
grand.
bitch. You can't even go to Culver
Bitcoin.
City with 3 ETH.
Oh, Bitcoin grandpa.
Yeah. You're gonna
This
be
guy
fucking.
just, so for context, he just shitted on 10 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
But that's
shit
what's
it on.
crazy
So he
about
can't
it.
even
You're
do
in the
anything with
fucking
it.
Inland Empire at 3 ETH.
That is
Get
what's
the fuck
crazy
outta
about
here.
it.
Guess
even
what? I'm
there.
gonna
You're back
fucking
in Ohio.
20x my ETH. Go fuck yourself on your fucking NFT.
You don't even need it though. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh,
but it's
my-
crazy. Like you'll go and you're like, oh, this is just like 0.5 ETH, and you're like, 0.5 ETH is fucking $1,500 or $1,400.
Yeah.
So, and sorry, like whatever.
2 grand, yeah, almost. Yeah.
But you're like, what the fuck? And then you go, no, 1 ETH equals 1 ETH. Like I don't even think about USD at that point. Just pretty
Okay,
crazy.
so okay, let me ask you this. I'm from the Midwest, you know, from the heartland. And I'm sure some of our listeners are from, you know, not LA, New York. So if I'm back home in fucking Missouri, what do I do here? I just heard all this shit for 40 minutes. I'm like, okay, everyone's getting rich. 10 grand means nothing. What the fuck's going on? How do I get involved? I have a day job. I don't have all day to be on Discord. How do I get involved in the new world?
yeah, I think your friend is Twitter, Discord, and newsletters. So a couple newsletters that I like are Forefront. I'm in this Discord called FWB, Friends with Benefits. And it's basically like the Soho
Yeah,
House.
we know. You have a lot of friends with benefits.
we know, Rustin. We're well aware.
Big fan of those.
It's like Soho House of Crypto. A16Z put in like 15 mil recently. And it's basically like a super exclusive Discord that you just buy in and you can learn so much
How
about
much
the
is
crypto
it to get
community. It's 7. I think it's 75 FWB, and FWB is like 110 or something. I bought at like when it was $50 to get in, and now it's like I think like.
See, everything's a moving target. There's not just a fee.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So and then like that's a good Discord. Mev Collector on Twitter is this crazy NFT guy that made like 20 or 40 mil off of like nothing, starting with nothing. His story is pretty crazy. Andrew Zima's NFT newsletter. Did I say Forefront? Yeah, Forefront. Yeah, just go on Twitter and start following these NFT people, and you'll start to realize who's bullshit and who's legit. And that's literally it. It's super simple.
But for the person that has a full-time job that's not doing this all day, just buy Ethereum.
Yeah, literally. Monthly buy. That's it.
Weekly.
Weekly.
That's what, I mean, you should honestly, whether it's $5, $10, $20, whatever cash that you're like, it literally is meaningless to me, whether it's $5, $20, just buy it weekly.
Oh yeah, and buy your .eth domain. Buy that.
What's that mean?
Like you can have your wallet address, which is like, 25 different
That's what everyone does on Twitter now, .eth.
Yeah. Or
that's like the thing to like make sure you're like cool in crypto land.
Dorks.
Yeah. So you buy that and it's like you have you know how you have like @drama on Instagram? It's like you could get drama.eth. I mean, now that I'm saying it, someone probably has already taken it, but it's like the equivalent of getting your first name as an address. And then like it can be your wallet address. So someone's like, Drama, I want to send you 10 ETH. You don't have to tell them XO0, whatever. You can say drama.eth.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's like a Venmo.
Get a ledger too. # not sponsored or still sponsored.
Still sponsored.
Yeah.
Very sponsored.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, shit. Congrats.
Thanks.
I understand keyboards and selling those. So congrats on that.
I don't know what else you're fucking doing.
If you start a investment fund or something, let me know.
I mean, he shitted on 10 grand. So I don't even know what his minimums
Actually,
are.
don't let me know. If you start an investment fund, don't let me know. And I hope you can move out of Culver City soon.
I'm trying.
With all your success. And fucking here's to many more. We'll have you back on when you make your first.
When you get to Beverly Hills, you can come back on. Until then, you're in.
Either in real life or whatever the sandbox version is. If you make it to Beverly Hills, you're in.
Thank you guys. But seriously, thanks for having me on. It's been such a great time getting to know you guys. And you guys have helped me so much. The podcast in general, but also like each of you individually have been such an impact on me and have helped me get to here. I mean, like, dude, talking with you, Dee, to get the acquisition done. Like, I remember I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do here. And you coached me through the whole thing. So thank you so much.
I'm a free investment bank.
Yeah. Yes, you give great advice.
You should give me some land. Give me some land.
Give him a guest house.
I asked you. I don't want land in Culver City now that I know that's where you're living.
Yeah.
I could have sent you some land, dude, instead of the tequila, man.
Just give him a little plot. Give him a little.
Yeah, give me a little beach.
And congratulations to you, Rusty. That's amazing. You're 26. You already have an acquisition under your belt. That's a very big accomplishment. So hats off to you.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
Congrats, bro.
Thank you, guys.
Dee, we got to take a quick second and talk about our favorite, probably the product that's sitting around here that we use the most.
Not only do we use the most, when I looked the other way the other day, Dominic, my 4-year-old, snuck a bag and took some of it.
No way.
Yes.
Did he pour it in water? Or he started licking?
No, he saw me pour in water. He pours it, tries to pour it. It's obviously a fucking mess.
Yeah.
Most of it's all over the floor. And then he's like, Daddy drinks this. And he took it. And he's like, it's to get hydrated.
He said that?
Yeah, because I've said it. Because he literally wants to drink or eat whatever I do.
Yeah. And
he was like, why do you drink that? And I go, it's to get hydrated. And I didn't know if it was safe for kids. So I just said like, it's spicy.
Yeah.
Don't anything I don't want him to try, like alcohol.
You say spicy.
I just say it's spicy and he's not interested in it. But
I think he's starting new habits, good habits young.
Yeah, hydrating young.
Yeah. That's the thing I think is not only the flavor, right? So it tastes incredible. A lot of these hydration things taste kind of crappy.
Yeah.
It tastes incredible. And it really we've talked about it before, but the amount of water that you're supposed to drink, including if you drink coffee, if you drink alcohol, whatever, is so much. It's impossible.
I mean, you're talking about Harvard. You have to be the Harvard of water to fucking be hydrated.
You better be the elitist of the elite of water drinkers.
If you want to be one of the top 1% of the water drinkers, you have to
Then you
walk
might be able
around
to
with
make
the
it.
fucking arrowhead in your
Literally,
mouth.
with a fucking IV tube in you. So anyway, don't do any of that. Just get liquid IV. Do we have a discount?
Yeah, we have a code, group chat.
What do you do? Where do you go?
You go to liquidiv.com, use the code group chat.
You get 25% off anything.
Anything on their site. I mean, I use their matcha. I have their vitamin C one. I use their old school one. I use them all.
There you go.
It's great.
Well, there you have it. Let's get back into the episode. Okay. Let's talk about some things here in the regular verse.
Does it even matter?
I don't think so.
Should
I'm
we
kind of
just stop
feeling
the
like
pod?
none of this matters, and I'm just gonna go live in a tent as long as I have good internet access. Okay, Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all this stuff going on. Netflix, Dave Chappelle special. There's supposed to be walkouts and stuff. I don't know if that happened. But CEO of Netflix came out and said essentially, we're not pulling it down.
Mm-hmm.
Just been constant uproar. It turns out one of the newest updates is Netflix has now fired an employee who apparently, what they do, they leaked information about the special. What's that mean?
Yeah, so they just leaked internal information in general.
Okay.
And
it was related to this.
Yeah, and I believe this person was a trans employee.
So they were upset.
Yeah.
And try to get back at Netflix about it.
It was part of a group of people. So there's a trans employee resource group at Netflix.
Okay.
And I think it was someone from that group. So may not be a trans person, but whoever that person was leaked information about Netflix doesn't share information, but data about anything.
Yep.
And this information leaked. They fired this person.
Yeah.
And I think this is specifically Netflix because they're an extremely liberal company.
Yeah.
I work with them. I get all the pronouns. I get all that shit in the signature. Like they are accepting the content that they put out is for all.
Yep.
And their CEO is making an important stand right now that we are for everyone, but if you don't follow the rules of our company, you get fired.
Yeah.
And I'm all for that. And I think, there's a lot of conversation happening in popular culture right now, how employees actually have all the power. Unions have power again. There was almost a strike that was about to happen in Hollywood that got averted last night.
Yeah.
And we're in this weird, just a weird turning point where employees may end up getting more power than the company.
Yeah.
And if I thought it was for good reason, I would understand. But I think it's gotten out of hand. And I think employers and big tech, specifically Netflix, even Apple had their whole movement, Apple II movement, which was spearheaded by someone that was kind of exposing what they thought were all the unfairness parts of their company. That person got fired too.
Apple II, like Me Too, but Apple II?
Yes. And, same for not following company policies. And I think when you start going down the chain of what Netflix is doing and Apple's doing, everyone needs to chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Apple's a $2 trillion company. Netflix is one of the most powerful media companies on earth. You don't want to work there? Fucking leave.
Yeah.
Why do you got to burn the house down on the way out? It's out of control what people think is okay at the workplace.
Yeah.
This is a business. They can do whatever the fuck they want. And if you don't like it, you can leave.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm also curious. I'm really, really curious because to me, we get an actual visual on, I believe it's October 20th. This week is the walkout.
Yeah.
How many people walk out?
They also have earnings this week. And it just got rumored that Squid Game is worth $900 million.
Yep.
They paid $21 million to produce it. They paid $24 million to Dave Chappelle for the closer.
So the
And
Squid
Dave
Game,
Chappelle was right below Squid Game.
Squid Game is
So he's worth $500 million?
Squid Game's the most watched television show in history of television.
And Dave Chappelle, the
Ever?
closer, is
Ever.
like eighth.
I walk out. The walkout. Your walkout's
I love
gonna.
Squid Game. It's so fucking good.
I
I honestly think it's one of the greatest
finish it?
television shows of ever.
Did you finish it?
No, I'm episode 6.
They all die.
What was episode 6? What was the game that they were playing?
Yeah. Tug of war.
The teams of 10 tug of war. Yeah.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
Tug of war.
you still got a
That's what
while.
this is about.
It gets even
You gotta
better.
watch it.
I'll never watch it.
It's
You
the
gotta
greatest
watch
social
it.
Watch it,
commentary of all
I'm
time.
never gonna watch it.
Do you
too
watch
dark.
one episode and you're gonna watch the rest of
No,
it?
I can't
The
watch
music
all of
is
it.
He's
I
weird like
promise
that.
you.
He'll be like, "No, have you seen fucking Jumanji 7?"
Yeah,
That's
I
how
can't-
he
I
is.
watched it on an airplane. That's what I was gonna say.
I can't watch violence. and
You
shit.
can't watch Squid Game on an airplane. You have to be in front of a
Do they
TV.
kill people? Like you
They
see
kill
them
people
die?
every episode.
Yeah,
Every
people
episode.
die all
I
the time.
can't watch all
Kill them
that.
all left
No,
and
no,
right,
no,
but it's
no,
not too graphic, really.
It's very emotionally hard
don't-
tugging though.
You're a
Gotta say.
guy who is very in tune with what's going on. Don't you feel some FOMO that the show that everyone's talking about you can't commentate on?
No, I don't care.
The
No, I
memes-
think he's pretending.
No, I actually don't.
You're
Because
wearing
you guys
Crocs.
said it was about
Look at
death.
you. You're a walking.
He's wearing a fucking Drew House.
Oh,
This guy's
bro.
as
God, yeah.
fucking clout chasing as it gets. You fucking watch the Squid Game fucking episode.
You gotta watch it.
First
I
of
think
all,
you think you just
I'm
waited
never
too
gonna
long.
wear those tracksuits like you fucking idiots will wear for Halloween. You'll all be like, "Oh, Squid Game," and where what wins?
I think you waited too long, and now you've
no, you know, it's
Yeah,
like
he's past the point.
he's chosen
He's
his
like everyone that
position.
hates crypto, dude.
No, no, no,
You're
no.
just
Yeah,
late.
yeah.
Yeah.
Here, I try to watch Breaking Bad. I watched the first fucking episode. There's like blood falling out of the bathtub. I'm like, this is not for me.
It's not like
I try
that.
to watch.
It's not like that.
It's not like that.
So that was the first episode though. It was blood in a bathtub.
On Squid Game?
No, Breaking
No,
Bad.
I'm saying Squid Game isn't like that.
Squid Game is
You
not
said
like
it was
that.
all killing people every
Killing
episode.
No,
people,
it's
but
part of the
they're
game.
conservative with the blood.
Do you have to see people die? I don't
Yeah.
want to see people die.
You see lots of people die.
I'm okay if they're dead. I just don't want to see them die.
They die, but they're not like, oh my god, I'm dying.
Like
Like they're
bullet
they're
to the
alive,
head.
they're dead. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like you see all that. I don't know what you guys are saying.
Just gotta get them hooked. There's no bloody bathtubs. I don't think.
Because Breaking Bad, everyone was like, that's the best show ever. And I was like, dude, I can't watch this shit at night.
But wait, D, what's your like blood thing?
He just doesn't like dark.
I don't like-
suffering,
yeah.
dark murder. He just doesn't like
I
it. But
watched, I watched
but you-
6 episodes of Seinfeld on Netflix last night.
I was watching Seinfeld last night. Too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the question. How many people walk out on October 20th?
0.
No, what?
No, I think 100
20?
people walk
100
out.
people
100
walk
Is,
people.
is this all in LA? Like the
Yeah.
headquarters?
Yeah.
How many people? Let's take bets.
I think
100.
I would say max 100.
Yeah, that's probably right.
I'm in that camp as well, I would say.
Yeah, I think sub 100 easy. I think between 50 and 100.
And Netflix, I assume, have tens of thousands of employees.
Have to. That, but it's
Yeah.
huge.
What quantifies a large walkout? Like what number you're like,
It would
whoa.
be like 5,000.
I mean, in
Okay.
my opinion, if I said, damn, like a third of your workforce, we have to all agree
Right,
to get up
that's
from
a
their
big
desk
signal.
and walk out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What number would you have to be like, we have to change our ways? At
Do-
this point. This far into cancel culture, we're taking a stand.
Yeah.
We were wrong. We have to go back on this. A third?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say a third. And I think what's happening is Netflix is going through this movement. Apple is going through their moment with the person that led the Apple II movement. They're firing them. And I think what you're realizing is companies have to take a stand right now.
Yeah.
If you don't, nobody is making anyone work at any of these companies.
Yeah.
You can leave. You don't like what Apple stands for? Cool. Go buy some fucking land in Sandbox and build your own fucking company.
Yeah.
You don't like what Netflix stands for? Netflix to me is the most inclusive company ever. I watch Netflix, I'm like, damn, this show try to include everybody. There's like a fucking Asian person, an Indian person, a fat person, a fucking woman, a black person. I was like, they go out of their way to include everyone. If you think Netflix means anything negative to society, you're a fucking piece of shit.
But is it-
Straight up, get the fuck out of here.
But is it?
Walk the fuck
Sunday
out.
night,
One
Sunday
door.
night podcast.
I like
very
Sunday Night
different
Pods.
than
I like it.
Sunday
Yeah.
night
Isn't
podcast.
it interesting that it's also Apple? It's Netflix and Apple, which are two of the most liberal companies that exist.
That's the point. It's gotten so out of hand.
But do you think this is because they
But-
haven't checked it earlier?
No, but don't
Yeah,
you also?
I agree.
I also believe it's a function of the pandemic, where everyone became social justice warriors on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, and no one cared about that shit when everyone actually had to work.
Yeah.
Now no one had to work the last 2 years. Everyone's been at home. They're like, fuck, I have nothing to do. What am I going to do? I'm going to post to Instagram on this fake cause that I am super fake passionate about.
Yeah.
Tweet about something I'm fake passionate about.
Yeah.
And it's caused all this.
But do they actually get up and walk out? Are they even in the fucking office?
That's
No,
ridiculous.
that's my point. Last episode, I was like, "What are they gonna walk around their fucking apartment building?"
You know
Get
what's funny is the
fuck outta here.
Netflix CEO actually said, I don't know what their policy is now, but they also said like when things are fine, everyone's going back to the office. There's no work from home bullshit.
Who
at
said that?
Netflix. The Netflix
Netflix.
CEO.
I do feel like
I don't know if
there has
that
to
what their
be-
policy is today, but I'm saying when it is all normalized,
Yeah.
they're going to the office.
There has to be something to the fact that these are two of the most liberal companies and two of the most well-treated. I mean, they also, both companies, perks and all that are insane.
Yeah, they pay their employees well. Like, I know so many people work at both companies. They get paid very fucking well.
Like of all workplaces in the country,
Yeah.
I refuse to believe Apple is the one that needs
No.
the strike or Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure, like, go talk to John Deere or someone.
Yeah, or fucking, the people who work at Goodyear.
Yeah, in Ohio.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Or Firestone tires.
You start talking to them about this shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, we just want lunch. Like,
real.
leave us the fuck alone.
I wonder. Okay, well, we'll see what happens on the 20th. That'll be a big moment.
You know what's going to happen on the 20th? It's crickets.
Is it
Cricket
also
game.
arrogance of employees that they aren't in this era of inequality? They aren't just like kind of grateful they have a job where they earn at these companies an insane amount of money, provide like great lives
Yeah.
to
By the
their
way,
families, and then there's all these people in the world, or specifically in the U.S. with this inequality that can't earn.
Yeah. It's the
And
same as people
you're
on
like,
these
you're
Ivy
walking
League
out and you're
schools.
You're walking out over
$230,000 a year
fucking
job.
Dave Chappelle.
It's the same as these kids in Ivy League schools needing like safe spaces and stuff because
like
the
you're-
world is too dangerous.
You're walking out on Dave Chappelle because you earn $250,000 at Netflix.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. So,
The
Here-
numbers are insane. People love it.
and by the way, the two biggest shows on Netflix in the world are Korean drama and a black comedian.
Yeah.
And you're talking about inequality?
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts.
Korean drama that has subtitles.
Yeah.
So
That's why I won't watch it.
well, they do a dubbing. There's a dubbing version.
I heard
Dubbing
it's
is
really
shit.
bad. I heard
Dubbing is
I heard
shit.
it's
I'm
terrible.
all subtitles.
I'll be honest. I watched dubbing.
I'm
dub-
watching another
dubbing?
show right now.
I know it's
Dubbing,
worse.
it's
I hear
like
you
It
do
is
like half
worse.
the show if you do dubbing.
It's definitely worse, but I watched it that way. The other thing that I just wanted to reiterate is if Squid Games is worth $900 million,
Yeah.
then that means they paid Dave Chappelle like $24 million. Production for that thing had to be like
$60.
200 grand, and fucking that thing's worth $400 or $500 million.
Yes.
Because it's number 2 right behind Squid Games.
Yeah.
And for the record, all the cancelizers just are making this thing so much bigger.
Yeah.
If there was no drama over it, it'd probably be half as many viewers.
Yeah. No, everyone's watching
You
it.
have to watch it.
Yeah. Oh, Tucker Carlson fans? Let me watch Dave Chappelle.
Everyone.
I'm shocked Ted Cruz hasn't given a Dave Chappelle tweet.
Biggest thing ever for Dave Chappelle. I mean, let me ask you this. In his entire career, including walkout on the 50 million to Africa, has Dave Chappelle ever been more famous, more talked about than he is today?
No,
Yeah.
No chance, right?
not even close.
And you know what? All of this reiterates his exact point in the special.
Yeah.
Is that at the end of the day, who has the power? Who is the group? And it comes down to like the white marginalized person has more power than any
Yeah.
black, straight, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. You guys want to share anything you said at the private show?
no.
Okay.
That is going
But
to the
I
vault.
think that's also here's the point. I think if you think about like the Netflix walkout, who is it? It's rich white people that are walking out.
Yeah.
It's not like it's marginalized groups walking out. It's rich white people that think they're so progressive
Yeah.
that they're like, I need to stand up for something. And like, hey, like,
Yeah.
no one gives a shit.
And-
But isn't that, like, to your point, isn't that Dave Chappelle's whole point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is all he's doing is asking for his own rights to be like fought for, or not yours at the expense of mine, or whatever.
At
And
the
that's
expense
exactly
of is the
what's-
biggest point.
So I would
that's what's
guess if
happening.
you were to think about who's offended by Dave Chappelle, the minority segment is like on the very low spectrum, and it's just the rich white people that are pretending to be offended.
Well, yeah, it's trans. I would say it's only trans activists.
I don't even think it's trans activists.
I'm not saying
I think
trans.
it's
I'm not
the
saying actual
fake-
trans people.
I think
I'm
it's
just
the
saying-
fake liberal in Brentwood that like thinks they're like progressive.
Yeah, well, I agree. My point is, I don't even think you have to be trans to be a trans activist. I just think you're like, you're like
I don't know. Dave Chappelle went to West Hollywood and said some of the most offensive things, and everyone laughed.
But nobody
their ass
actually
off.
cares. That's the thing. The
Right.
numbers are incredible.
I haven't even seen it yet, low key.
Look, I'll be honest with you. It's good. And you, once again, the same way I feel about D, but more so, you have to watch it just to be aware of what the conversation is. But you're not going to be laughing your ass off. It's not, it's almost like he trolled.
I was laughing my ass off.
I don't feel like it was that just like straight up funny.
I was laughing so hard where he's like walked in and like, what the fuck?
I'm
are you
with
talking-
drama.
kids are
It's like incredible commentary, but it wasn't laugh your ass off.
I was
Haley walked in and was like, what the fuck are you doing?
yes.
'Cause
I
you were
was like
alone laughing.
I was like under the covers, just like
Okay, so
just like laughing by myself.
so that's Dee's opinion, which is fine. My opinion is it's not even that funny. It's funny, but
I
it's
watched it 3 times just to.
You really did?
I literally watched it.
And you
3
haven't
times.
Watch fucking Squid Games. Just watch it once. Just skip Dave Chappelle once and watch 2 episodes of Squid Games. See if you like it.
It's-
Okay.
I'll honestly, I'll watch the first episode of Squid Games. I promise you.
Okay.
If
And
you
then
watch
he's
the
gonna watch
first, and then you're
everyone
gonna
after
watch the
that.
second.
Yeah,
you're
That's
gonna
what
watch the
everyone
third.
says about all these shows.
No,
but then
trust
the
me.
violence,
No,
the
he won't
murder.
do it
I
just to
never
prove a
get into
point, though.
TV shows. Never. Like you can ask Ashkan. Like they'll watch the stupidest shows. I'm like, why are you watching this? Right? One night, me and Aryan sit down to watch Squid Game, and then ends up being like 4 episodes. And I was like, holy shit, I'm the guy that I make fun of all the time. Which is I sat down and I was binging this show.
Okay.
I bet D won't do it because he's such a.
No,
It's
I'll
just
watch it.
ego
I'll
at
watch
this
it. I'll
point.
watch it.
Yeah,
I'll
Yeah,
watch
it's
it.
ego.
No,
at
you'll
this
watch
point.
one and you're like, not that good. Seinfeld.
Back to
The
Chappelle.
problem is, I love stand up. I watch old stand up all day.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm obsessed with stand up.
But my point was, look, I just think that he perfectly trolled. He literally like did a special that he knew was going to piss off the exact people it was going to piss off and exactly prove his point out in the world by the way his
Yeah,
special was
exactly.
received. It was this weird like
It's kinda genius.
inception. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see what happens on the walkout. But okay, quick answers. Yes or no? Because we got to move on. I want to start with Anand because he's the most passionate about it. Is this the beginning of the end of cancel culture?
Yes.
I'm just gonna side with on here and say yes.
No, I think it's forever.
Cancel culture?
It's just part of life.
You think it has the power? Like, you think Kevin Hart gets removed from the Oscars the same way next year?
I think if it's very Hollywood centric, then yes. If it's Hollywood's not real world.
Yeah.
We know that, right? Like we've seen it.
So Hollywood, yes. Real
Hollywood
world, no.
people have no impact on the rest of the world. They just don't. They don't have impact on politics. They have no impact
They have
on
impact
policy.
on like, makeup sales.
Yeah, sure. They can kill it at Glossier, but they're not going to fucking kill it in real life. And I think when it comes to cancel culture, it'll impact this little bubble of people. Like, they cancel them. But like when it goes out into the real world,
No one cares.
no one cares. I know for a fact, given where I sit and call it Hollywood, which is like pretty, I would say I'm down the road in the middle, which would be like considered Bernie Sanders AOC anywhere else in the country.
Yeah.
Most of the country thinks way righter.
Yeah.
Even if they are liberal people. And I think our version of cancel culture in LA is bullshit.
So you think that sticks, the rest of the people don't?
Yeah, I think they'll always these people that are going to write these people off. And companies have to make a decision. Netflix made a decision. It's financial. Dave Chappelle's a fucking superstar.
Yeah, so that's the point. It's over. Cancel
Yeah.
culture's over.
No, but yeah, for
It's
some
fake.
people,
It's fake exists.
it'll exist
So
on
a fake
Twitter.
exists on Twitter, which no one gives a shit about, which Dave
But people
Chappelle
do.
actually like pointed
But,
out.
yeah, like the question is, do real world actions happen from it?
I don't think so. I think
some
it's
things
done.
will. Some things will. Like, you don't get to go to the Golden Globes or some shit.
I actually don't even think that.
I think the
think
perfect
so.
example is Kevin Hart being pulled off the Oscars.
Yeah, exactly. I think
But that was
will
2
still
years
happen.
ago.
I know what I'm saying.
But I
is,
think that still
does that
happens.
happen next year?
I think that will still happen.
Yeah, because the
that
Oscars is as irrelevant as Twitter is when it comes to cancel culture.
But don't you think also that a lot of these organizations, even the Oscars or whatever, are ran by people who secretly want to say "fuck you" to cancel culture, but are too scared? And
Yes.
maybe Netflix, Apple are
Yeah.
they're the ones breaking the bubble.
Yeah, Apple's like, well, you're canceling us on our phone that you paid $1,200 for, you dumb motherfucker. And we're $2 trillion and we're sitting on a
From
500
Chinese
billion
like
kids.
labor camps.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I'm just like, what are you canceling? You don't even, people who cancel like people for what they said upsets me so much when you don't even know what's happening in the rest of the world. Because you're just so fucking stupid.
yeah.
You don't even like, they'll just be like, oh, this person said this and they're canceled. I don't care if you're a Republican, Democrat, whatever. That shit's fucking clown shit, especially when you don't do the research on what these other companies and what they're actually standing for and what they actually
TikTok.
do. Yes.
For real.
Like we're canceling people over
On
like
TikTok. Like you're making a video about it.
Yeah, it's like, I'm canceling this. And then like TikTok is run by a fucking government.
yeah. Okay. All right. We got to close up. Here's the last
Okay.
topic. College. Specifically Ivy League. Specifically 12 of them.
Yes.
Where more than 400 of our country's richest people went to. They all, more than 400, went to one of 12 colleges.
Yep.
Well, Dee went to Harvard, so.
I actually went to 2 of the top 5 colleges.
So 2 of your alma maters.
Yes.
I didn't see mine on here.
Yeah.
What do we got? What's our lineup?
So Forbes did a thing about the 12 colleges that 1/4 of America's 400 richest people went to.
Okay.
And number one's obvious, Harvard. Okay?
Yep.
15 people.
Okay.
Penn being number 2,
Okay.
University of Pennsylvania, 14. Number 3, Stanford, 12, which I was kind of just shocked how low Stanford was.
Okay.
Number 3, Yale, tied with Stanford at 12. Number 4, USC.
No way.
Yes.
Wow.
Really?
10 people.
Fight on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Throw those fingers up.
Yeah.
So I'm just, I was looking down at all the colleges, all your top colleges. USC was kind of high for our educational level. No offense to fucking our school, but we're not Harvard. we know where we sit in the landscape of life.
Yeah.
But it was interesting because I was thinking about like the richest people of this moment. You know, a quarter of like people went to like some of these top schools, right? And in 25 years, it's going to be so much different of who these people are that go to these schools.
Uh-huh.
And I was thinking like, how do you like, as a young person, you're going to go through life and you're going to make your decisions if you want to go to college, you want to, play video games on Axie Infinity and make your wealth and whatever it is. But at this exact moment, these colleges are still pushing out the richest people in the world.
But let me ask you this. Are we
Yes.
looking at a snapshot from 20 years ago?
yeah, it's a lagging indicator.
It is a lagging
that's
indicator.
the-
I agree. I'm just curious.
Alpha.
From an alpha perspective, I still know 10 years from now, Harvard's still going to get some of the smartest people in the world. It may not get all of them like they used to, but they're still going to get like, for example, if my children
Yeah.
are educationally in tuned and they were like, they're like, want to get a higher education and they are the top of the heap, I'm going to say, yeah, go to Harvard.
But what if they're the real top of the heap and they're like, Dad, fuck off. We're on Discord.
I mean,
Sure.
no,
But here's the difference. It's not all about money at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you think about actually learning and developing your intelligence, I think you could do a lot on your own, but that's not for everybody. He just said it. How many people have to be self-starters, have to go on Discord, that's not most people. Most people, do you know why most people are fat in this country? Because they don't go and work out on their own. Same thing with intelligence. If you don't have someone guide you, you're going to be fucking stupid and fat.
And fat.
And
No,
fat.
but
Because
here's your flaw. Here's your flaw.
What?
This is where the Harvard guy is going to fail, because the actual smart person is going to do it on their own.
that's
and the
fine,
person
but
that's
there's
gonna go to the
enough room for
institution-
everybody.
That's like a
No,
second
no,
tier.
no. The Harvard guy's going to be the second tier.
Second tier.
Yeah,
That's
because
fine.
the
they're still going to
actual-
be rich.
I'll literally give you guys a look into the generation below me and what's happening right now.
Yeah, please.
My little cousin,
How old?
he is a junior in high school.
Okay.
And
What high school?
That's like 16.
he's pretty comes from a pretty well off family. So he goes to
A top private school.
top private school in LA. And he started out with flipping sneakers. I taught him the trade. He started flipping sneakers and he has a lot of free time. So he was making a shit ton of money flipping sneakers. Then he started a Discord group, started making a shit ton of money with his Discord group, giving information on sneakers. Then that turned into crypto. And now he's making like 6 figures in crypto. And he's a junior in high school.
But he
And-
goes to the top fucking private school in LA.
Sure,
probably.
sure. He had a really great head start, but then that you can't negate the work ethic that he has to then be making a shit ton of money at his age. And so he's like thinking about going to college. And I'm like, my perspective to him is like, look, USC did a lot for me, right? It put me in touch with Dee. All of my investors were from USC. So many of my connections are from USC. That's really what it was for, is for the network, to be honest. But then to
But he
combine
doesn't need that. This little guy.
No, I'm agreeing with D here. He will need that. Like you can make all this money, but you also need a network. But he might not need it because he went to a private school in
Don't
LA.
you think the
He
network?
also went to the
don't
top
you think,
private school.
True. But even without that, don't you think the network that you need is now these people online?
Sure,
Not
to a certain extent.
a bunch
Sure.
of future
But, like,
lawyers
can
and
I
shit?
You need to
preview-
network
can I
with the older
preview-
people to
Can
give
I
you a shit
preview
ton of money.
Pen Capitalist that me, Jason, and Tim recorded this past weekend? We can end on this.
Yep.
We recorded this last Friday, and I said this is the first time as me and as an adult that I see Jason, I see Tim, and they're not intimidated by the Harvard, Stanford, MIT, Wharton guy.
Yeah.
The barriers are
Is that true?
done.
They have not met them either.
Gee,
If they're
hold
in a
on, hold
room
on. No, no,
with
hold
them,
on,
it's
hold
very
on.
different.
Fuck them.
No, he's in the room with me. He's not intimidated. I'm smarter than all these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
He's
they're
not
delusional in that sense. Then
No, my
they're
point.
stupid. Then
No, my
Thieves.
point is the first time in my adulthood where I don't think young people are intimidated by these kind of like pedigree people.
Yeah.
And whereas when I was 21 and 22, and I talked about this on Pan Capitalist, friends who just didn't go to these schools just accepted this is my life.
Yeah.
I make 40,000. They make 150,000.
Yeah.
They get to make that.
I agree
I
with
get
you.
to make this, and no one complained.
Yeah.
And now the young person's like, "Fuck that! I will learn. If I'm motivated, I can go do that."
so I agree with you on that. I'll tell you where I think the difference is. The biggest difference so there's going to be a ton of new young people that make money. I don't think the average young person knows. You want to be a fucking billionaire? Do you know how fucking hard you have to work?
Very
It's
hard.
7 nights a week. It's 24 hours a day.
A lot.
You have no life. You're not fucking any girls. You're not buying any clothes. You do
Yeah.
nothing. You want to be a billionaire? You want to be the richest person in the world? Those Harvard kids, they're willing to give up everything.
I don't think they are. I think you're talking about one. Zuck.
No,
Yeah.
I'm talking about 15 on this fucking list.
Yeah, because they were all silver spoon their way into being billionaires.
I know, but
I
Because
I actually don't believe
I think
that.
that was the path back then.
That's done. It's over.
I still don't believe the average. Here's the problem.
That
is
actually still
I
happens
think
in
a lot
crypto.
of people are going to make a lot of money,
yeah.
but the cream of the crop, they just don't get it.
But the cream of the crop in the new age, I feel like, are people like the guy who invented Sandbox. I doubt he went to Harvard.
Well, that's.
I mean,
it
think
kinda-
about. I think Axie's a Vietnamese-based company.
it partially.
doesn't mean he can't be the smartest fucking person in Vietnam.
Yeah, but they need to go to Harvard. That's
No,
my
no,
point.
I'm not
like,
saying-
stop with the pedigree. It's over.
I'm
think it might
not
be over.
about Harvard. I'm saying about
You are though.
actually-
You're talking about fancy private schools, fancy colleges. It's all done. That shit's done.
Okay, I want to know where the Axie Infinity guy went to school. He probably went to the best school in Vietnam.
But you talk about the top 10 earners of Axie probably didn't go to any school.
I just believe that these average person doesn't still to this day realize how hard it is to make it. They instead just want to point to the fact that anyone can
But I don't
do
think
it.
the person that goes to Harvard realizes it.
No, I'm
They're
not saying-
realizing
I think there's
like
a lot
my
of
dad
lazy
has to
people
give me
at
my
Harvard.
fucking
No,
new
no,
job.
I agree. I'm not saying it's not about Harvard. It's just more about like, I agree. I think the playing field has been leveled. I think a lot of people can make a lot of money, but then I still believe that the people that are going to win are going to be the most highly educated people.
I disagree.
But I think the
completely
definition of
disagree. It's the
education
highly
is gonna
motivated
change.
people, not the highly educated people.
Okay, well,
what if it's all of
I
that?
can have a different opinion. Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. He's highly fucking educated.
Yeah, but that was old guard.
okay. But well, I'm
That
betting.
was 25 years ago.
I would argue that
Elon
most
Musk
of-
was a professional 30 years ago.
Most of
I'm still
Elon's-
betting. I'm still betting that
You're
a highly
still
educated
you're
person.
still betting on someone has to go to Harvard or Stanford
I think
to
a
be
hi-
successful?
Yes, I bet you 25 years from now, a Harvard Stanford person is top 5 richest person in the world.
That's
Maybe
an easy
one.
bet to make. To like,
Well,
to
richest
just
in the
say-
world-
I actually disagree. I think Brian Armstrong and Fred are going to be the richest people in the world, and they didn't go to either.
I mean, the
That's
guy
very
that started
true.
Solana, SBF, same.
Exactly.
He's the richest person under the age of 30. He's like a multi-billionaire.
I completely agree with Rusty. And, Paradigm, which is actually the premier crypto fund, none of their employees even fucking finished college.
But what's the through line here? The through line here is that they're highly motivated
Yeah,
individuals.
they would have been the people that went to Harvard. Or
Yeah,
Stanford
and exactly.
anyways.
It's done.
I think
I
that's
know,
the
it's
point. I
done.
think that's the point.
That's my
I think
point.
they would have been the people who would have
Yes,
went to
that's my
Harvard.
point.
But it's
that
over. It's
everyone
over.
thinks it's just anyone can make it. No, it's the same fucking people that were going to make it at Harvard.
But they're
and
not
Stanford.
going to
Yes,
Harvard
but
or
the
Stanford.
only
That's
difference-
fine. That's fine. You're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying when it comes to the actual characteristics of that person, I don't want to give the false hope that anyone can make it. No, these are the most driven people on earth that will work harder
Yeah, but
than
you just
everybody.
keep talking about degrees and badges.
No.
No, you have two groups.
It's
No.
true
You have-
that it takes the most motivated and hardworking people in the world.
Yeah.
What I think we're saying is, in fast forward, this is an indicator of what happened 20 years ago,
Yeah.
30 years ago.
Yeah.
Fast forward 20 or 30 years from now, and Harvard, Stanford, Penn won't be the gateway to that. There will be new gateways.
I think there'll be a lot of new people, 100%. I'd be shocked if there's not a Harvard person at the top of that list.
I'd be shocked if
There'll
any
be a couple, but
19-year-old
there probably
that's
won't be 400. If there's 400 now, there'll probably be 100 in 20 years.
Yeah.
I agree with
That's what
that.
I would argue.
I agree with
Yeah.
that. There's two groups of people. You have the silver spoon people that Anand is talking about that at Harvard. Then you have the highly motivated individuals.
Yeah.
Both of them are going to be successful because they have a symbiotic relationship. You have the dumb rich kid who doesn't know anything.
But I would say
but he
not
has-
true. Look, I didn't go to these schools. Sorry, and I'll promise I'll be quick.
Yeah.
I didn't go to these schools or anything. You guys tell me. I have to believe there's a lot of lazy people and a lot of people that didn't get rich that went to Harvard, Penn, Stanford.
All of them, 99%.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think there's like a bunch of silver spoon kids that went there. I think the key factor is motivation, self-starter.
Yes.
No matter where you go.
But those
Yeah, I agree
people
with that.
interact
But I
with
also,
each other. Right?
but I also think that the silver spoon is gonna dissipate because
Yeah.
the person today that thinks that, like, the person that sits on real estate today is gonna be broke relative to the technology person in 20 years. So they're gonna be passing on.
Don't
a
forget,
shittier-
Bernard Arnault is the second richest man in the world. He has nothing to do with fucking technology.
Yeah, that's 100
Carol.
years ago, dude. It's like 50
Ooh,
years ago.
100 years ago. This is right now.
Yeah, but
It's Elon Musk, Bernard Arnault. They're the richest people on earth.
yeah, my
Then
point.
Bill Gates.
My
then-
point, it's not going to compound at the same rate. You're foolish to think so.
Says who? All these
You're
kids making
fool-
money on crypto are going to buy fucking Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, that's
No, but
my-
you're foolish to think. You're foolish to think all the industries are going to compound at the same rates of technology. It's just not happening.
But you also assume that there's only one industry in this technology, and it's
I
not
think
the case.
everything's going to apply to technology. Is my point.
Okay, well, I
Well,
disagree.
look, I mean,
wonder,
he's
that's
talking
the
about
question
brands.
that I have because we're still talking about everyone still wears clothes, everyone still lives in houses, everyone still like I'm curious.
Yeah, I just completely disagree.
Like there's no new money being created. So if I'm your average person, I spend the most of my money on my clothes, my shelter, my food.
Sure.
For a considerable amount of time.
Yes, and I'm not going to make up new money to now have the metaverse. I'm just confused about, is there not still apparel people at the top of the world's richest?
Oh, there will. Of course, there will.
Uh-huh.
But I think it'll just compound way more significantly in technology.
You'll have
and
brands
it's not
in the
even
metaverse.
close.
You'll have brands in the
Yeah,
metaverse.
it's called Louis Vuitton,
Yeah.
Dior.
Yeah, you'll have Bernard, sure,
Yeah.
but you're not going to have 10 Bernards.
Or
There's only
Bernard
one.
owns those brands.
Or
Yeah.
he's going to buy those metaverse brands.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then he will still be at the top of the.
But it's not that industry. That's the point.
what? He's
That makes
apparel.
sense. No, he would have to. He's saying if he infuses like NFTs and the metaverse
Of course,
into the portfolio.
I'm not denying that technology is the future of the world.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that there are the way that a lot of people say that there's only one way to make money, and there just isn't. There's a lot of ways to make money, and there's a lot of different industries to make money, and there's a lot of different paths to make money. Some people will make it the traditional way and they'll go to college and they'll make a living and they'll make great money. Some people will go and play video games. That's fine too.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the beauty of today's world is there's many paths.
Access.
Because there's access is for everyone, but there's going to be kids that grow up that are academics.
Yeah.
That just love fucking reading and learning. That doesn't mean they're irrelevant to society. We need those people.
I don't think they're
we need
relevant,
to
but
have doctors.
I don't think on average they earn. I think they maybe almost enter like a lower earning class.
Sure, and the reality is like
that's the middle class.
Yeah, and we can't have everyone fucking slanging NFTs. Then we're fucked. Yeah. We need doctors. We need engineers. We need to make roads and bridges and solve viruses. Like, we need a variety of people in society. And that's where educational institutions will still survive, because there's going to be people like, we have a close friend. His mom died of fucking a lung issue and he became a doctor. Yeah. He probably could have become an investment banker and made more money. Sure. But he became a doctor because he was passionate about, because his mom passed away. That's not going away.
Yeah, I agree. Here's the question that we could probably end on is, if 400 of the richest, how many?
Americans.
I know, but how out of, like, what do they mean by richest?
Literally the richest people in America.
But richest could mean like the top 20% richest? Do we know that?
No, like literally 400 richest people in America.
Literally the 400 richest
people.
All went to 12 schools.
Yeah.
Okay. So if
no, they said like a quarter of them went to 12 schools.
Okay. So here's the point. Oh man, I'm going to fumble this now because I'm confused. Is it 400 people that went to 12 schools?
No.
Okay, it's a
quarter of that.
Okay.
So 100 people.
So of the country's richest 400, 25% went to 12 schools. In 25 years, what percent went to those 12 schools? Rustin. Today it's 25.
Man, I mean, when I look at crypto and how much money everyone is making, I would say that percentage is going to be lower. And I would say like a number like 15 or 20. But then I think about the fact that crypto right now, the reason everyone is making so much money is because no one really is aware of it. So as more people go in, the gains will be flattened, right? And it'll reach a wider spread of people. So I'm going to give a conservative estimate and just say it's like 20% or 15%, I would say, because brands are important. Just like the reason Bernard Arnault is number 2 in the world. He's got the top brands. The Harvard brand will still help you in 20 years.
Fair. On it?
1 to 5% because the billionaire crypto guy is letting his Harvard kid inherit his money.
Love it.
I would say it's probably cut in half. But I just don't see education. Wealth and education to me are 2 different things. Mm-hmm. And a proper education is going to create the next level of innovation that we need in our society. Like, we forget how important healthcare is to society.
Yeah.
Like curing cancer, finding a cure for AIDS, all these things. That ain't happening in the fucking metaverse or crypto. That's happening in a lab at fucking MIT.
Yeah,
or
but they're
Harvard.
also not creating the wealth.
But they will create the wealth.
No, they won't. A doctor who creates all these things just goes and works a job.
But it'll be the pharmaceutical company that gets birthed out of that. Will be that. Moderna, do you see how fast Moderna created all that wealth in like 5 fucking years? It's happening. You just have one view of the world. I'm giving you a broader view of the world that there's going to be someone that went to medical school that creates that much wealth. And you can't learn fucking, unfortunately, medical school today on YouTube. You just can't.
On Discord.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. You make $100 million, like, you know, NFT in and that stuff. Do you send your kid to Harvard? If you didn't go, you self-educated made $100 million off NFTs, metaverse, crypto.
Of course. Why do you think all the top private schools have fucking 500-person waiting lists? You can't get into an LA private school. Don't tell me there's not all those people that made money from nothing. There were movie agents, crypto people, whatever, finance people.
Yeah.
When you have money, you want the best for your kids.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go to my kids and be like, yo, you need to get to Discord. No, I'm like, you need motherfuckers need to go to Harvard Westlake.
Do both ways.
Yeah.
Go to Harvard Westlake, try Discord. If it doesn't work, go be a doctor.
But
Isn't
you
it
still,
kinda interesting, like-
want to give your kids the best.
It's interesting though, the advice that where we give young people advice to go figure it out themselves, but with our own kids, we would say go to Harvard.
I would not with my own kids and I'm in the process right now. We are planning for our kids to go to elementary school. I want them to go to public school and I want to believe that is the right decision.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah.
I can't take that risk. God forbid they get into something that fucks up their life. That's my fault.
What if they get into NFTs?
No, what if they get into a fucking gang and like start shooting people on Melrose? then everything I worked for is fucking down the toilet.
Yeah.
So that's the problem.
Yeah, if Dom's robbing people on Melrose.
Yeah, if Dom's like, oh, pulling up a cool kicks. Everyone give me all your fucking Travis Scott Jordans right now.
Everyone give me your ledger wallets.
Yeah, but
I can't take that risk.
So my thesis is the founder of the next biotech company doesn't need to go to Harvard. They're going to figure it out on their own.
I don't think you're gonna get the education anywhere unless you're at a medical hospital.
Are you saying it would be like a different university, not Harvard? Just like a
Yeah,
new
it'll
one?
be distributed.
But I feel like the
Okay.
founders of these companies.
It'll be distributed. Like current higher education is
I mean,
stupid.
so you're saying like
did you
Yeezy
go, you went to
University?
USC? I went to USC. We went to USC probably 20 years apart, 15 years apart.
Yeah.
It's all useless. What'd you learn?
That's what I'm saying. The only reason these places matter is for the network.
Right.
But we have D here, which I get his point too, in this very instance, that still in 2021, when it comes to his own son.
Yeah, but that's because he came from that
And he's
era.
saying the
And then
network.
when Dom's 15,
I'm telling you,
and he's
when
telling
Rusty
him,
has kids, he's not sending him to fucking Fairfax High School. He's just not. He's sending him to a goddamn private school because he's rich. He's got land in fucking Culver City. He's not sending him kids to a public school.
Yeah.
If Rusty sends his kids to a public school, then I'll shut the fuck up.
It's almost like
He
we
won't.
need
I'm the
something
product
until
of the
there's
public
something
school
that's
system.
Okay, so
I
was
could-
I. But you don't live in West Hollywood. You want to live in West Hollywood and Beverly Hills. You can't send your kids to public school.
I
Where do
haven't
you
really
go to
thought
school?
about it yet, but like I would go
South Africa?
right.
Yeah. I would if I end up
Not in America.
if I end up raising a
But, like,
family,
obscure. He's
Stanford?
self-taught.
Then after Stanford.
if I end up raising a family, maybe I'll just go to Orange County and do the public school system. I have no idea. I haven't thought about this enough yet.
You're not moving to Orange County. You're going to live in
But I
Beverly
bet what
Hills.
you
You're going to
won't
send your kids to
do-
Crossroads.
Yeah, I think
Come
you're
on.
right.
Let's just stop the bullshitting.
Because I think what you won't do is tell your kid hop on Discord and
Figure it out. You're going to give your kid every competitive
I don't
advantage
even
in
know
life.
if Harvard and Stanford will be relevant in 20 years.
Look,
also possible.
I'll do exactly what my dad did, which is like go and follow the things that you're passionate about. I'm not going to tell you need to go and get a job and make a shit ton of money. Be happy, but also you need to make sure that you can support yourself.
Yeah, but the question before all that is where do you send him to school?
School, elementary school, junior high,
He
high
sent me to
school.
public school.
Yeah, but you lived in fucking Newport,
No, Tustin.
okay? And then public school was good there.
I would say, yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I
I would go
grew
to,
up
I
in
wouldn't
a- in-
send it to, I wouldn't send my kid to like a very dangerous public school, right?
Yes.
But was
Because-
your family like had a decent amount of money?
I would say that my parents did well for themselves, but I wouldn't necessarily say it was like extremely well for themselves in comparison to like the people I went to USC with, like I did
Yeah,
not
don't compare that.
Yeah.
Like Newport private school.
Here,
that wasn't
I
an
think this
option.
is
No,
actually
no.
like a futile argument because I think in 20 years, my stance will be right.
I would think I'll be right.
I think I'll be right.
Yeah.
So
Rustin?
let's move on.
I would sit
It's been a great
between
episode,
on and
guys.
D. That's where I sit, basically.
Yeah, that's a good place to sit.
Yeah.
I sat there for years. It worked out well. Okay. That's it.
That's it.
Do we have any shout outs? Shout out to Harvard, Stanford, Penn.
He's just fucking badging his fucking life up.
This was
Literally
fun, though. I gotta
everything
be
that
honest.
I'm against is what he's for.
I gotta be honest, a little bit of tequila on a Sunday night pod. I missed. Remember when you guys just used to argue all the time on this pod? We haven't
I
done
love elitism. I'm a big.
This guy's the
elitism guy.
fake socialist, the fake elitism,
Yeah.
all of it
Yeah.
in one.
That's
one.
true.
Yeah, I love
He
it.
claims everyone needs to have healthcare and education.
why not?
Now it's just like my kid only is the one that gets to go to Harvard.
Yeah.
No, it's not my kids the only. I didn't even say that. I said if I had the choice.
What you said.
No, but if my choice is to provide my children with whatever option they have, I'm going to give them the best option. I'm not going to tell Dominic like, yo, man, you should check out Discord and Decentraland. Maybe you'll make it. No, because that doesn't. It's a numbers game. At the end of life, it's a numbers game. You got to give your kids
just stop the fake socialism then.
No,
because you're like, I'm applying to my own life elitism. Yes. So just be honest with yourself.
Because I work harder than the average fucking socialist. So if they
don't say other people need to like have inferior options.
No, but they don't work harder than me. If they worked harder than me, they'd make more money than me and they could have that life.
I'm just saying, don't say, this is good for you guys. For my kid, I only get elite.
No, but I'm not saying that. You're saying that.
No, that's what you're saying.
No, I never said. I said, I think everyone should go to Harvard. I think
but that's not realistic.
You got to study. You got to go. You got to study hard.
So just be honest with yourself.
You're saying everyone should go to fucking Discord and fucking figure it out.
No, my point is Harvard's going to be irrelevant.
People are fucking stupid and won't figure that out.
My point is Harvard's going to be irrelevant in 20 years. Your point is Harvard's the only relevant option. I'm saying...
No, I did not say that. I said it's about odds. In life, it's about improving your chances of success. So for my children, the way I look at it is if I could put them in a place to win, I want to do that. I don't want them to struggle the same way we had to struggle. Fuck that. Why would I do that? Why would I say, yeah, go figure it out and, don't tell anyone who your dad is and like, hopefully you'll make it out better than I did. That's fucking stupid as a parent. The whole reason I had kids so that I can provide a better situation than I had. You're not going to do that for your kids. Absolutely not. You're not going to say, Maverick, you need to go to the worst fucking public school. No. And here's 3 Discord accounts. Figure it out.
All I said was Harvard and Stanford are going to be irrelevant in 20 years. But that's all I'm saying.
I'm talking about
literally all I'm saying.
I know, but I'm talking about for my kids.
And you're saying you think they're going to be relevant, and that's it. That's the discussion.
I know, but I'm also talking about my kids. I'm talking about my kids. It's very different.
That's fair though, as the core of the argument is that path that you're now entering into elementary school on going to be as relevant by the time that wealth would.
So I can tell you right now, currently, and I can tell you this with complete conviction, if you go to Harvard MBA, you are behind in business.
Yeah.
You were behind. That means you missed out.
The problem is you missed out. What is there's no like route.
Yeah, but your view of the world is only you have to make $100 million or you're homeless.
No, but Harvard MBA is as elite as it gets 10 years ago.
But the other question, my problem is there's no like blueprint. Like you would have to like...
Yeah, but Anand's argument is a 1%er argument. I don't expect
that's exactly
my kids...
what you're saying. You said you were a kid who wanted to go to Harvard and Stanford and Harvard and Westlake. That's as 1% as it gets.
Yes, but I don't care if my kids are the richest people in the world. I just want the best possible situation for them so they can have the best possible life. But you believe if you don't go if you're not a crypto billionaire, you're fucking homeless. That's yours is binary. Mine's is like, as long as my kids make a decent living and happy.
This is stupid. This is just stupid.
Let's wrap it up.
This is stupid. This is stupid.
It is stupid.
I know, but I feel like
Dee
now
literally ran a circular argument that actually makes no sense now.
Okay, no, because you only view the world as you're playing Axie Infinity or whatever the fuck that game is called, and then you're a billionaire. And that's not the place. 99% of the population is fucking dirt poor.
Okay, hold on.
That's just what it is.
Hold on. Before the episode gets shitty.
Yeah.
Let's go to shout outs.
Yes.
And then we can keep arguing after.
Okay.
All right.
Do we have any shout outs?
Yes.
We have one shout out.
Go for it.
And shout out, his name is Eddie.eth.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying, man.
He's in tune.
Says, hi guys, wanted to give a shout out to my wife and best friend Eliana. October 18th is our 12th dating anniversary.
Wow.
And October 29th is our 5th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
We've been together since we were teenagers. Eliana is my biggest supporter and motivator, and together I know we will accomplish great things. I want to say happy anniversaries and I love you. P.S. We are both avid Cathys and have been for a few years. That said, I'd also like to credit Eliana for putting me onto group chat. Thanks for the shout out. Thanks for putting out great content. And last thing, I know drama may have good reason, but it'd be nice to have short story long back. Thanks. Eddie.eth.
Eddie.eth. Maybe someday. But thanks for the reminder. And shout out to everyone in the group.
Yeah.
Okay. If you made it through the arguing, you got it. You're going to do a shout out.
Yeah.
That's your little present. Okay. Is that it? No more shout outs?
It's only shout out for me. Yeah.
All right.
There it is. Guys, have a great beginning of your week and wish the best for your kids. We don't know exactly what path that is.
Yeah.
But whatever you think's right, just go ahead and follow.
Yeah, just
through
throw him
with
some
that
Axie and say good fucking luck. Give him, they'll be have glasses at 4.
one. Okay,
Because
and that's it. And that's it.
all day.
That's it. We're out. The episode's
Or
over.
pretend you can just send them to the fanciest private
It's over.
schools and colleges.
Turn it off.
I'm going to plan to send my kids to the fanciest
Hit
schools on
stop.
earth.
Socialists.
Stop it.